So who do you think the big names are in the Pacific Northwest now? The main guys.
So I consider me the best guy. I mean, I like I said, since amateurs, how do you prove you're the best in Washington? You compete for an amateur or for an event, for something as Golden Glove, something that's gonna give you the title as being the best fighter. To me, it just means you have to be active. You have to get a lot of fights in. And to me, another thing, you got to be a prospect. To be a prospect, you got to be undefeated.
Well, let's talk about that. Do you think the undefeated is?
That doesn't necessarily mean you're the best. I just think that's when it comes down to the record. When you look at anybody's box ring, when you look at records unless you're Lomachenko, you're gonna be ranked pound for pound champion. You know what I mean? With the loss under, but you can work your whole life up, be undefeated, 20-0, and then you lose one fight, and then you just go all the way back down. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it does. To me, it does impact. It matters a lot when you have that O. And
I've, when you hear the old time boxing, and I'm talking about like Burt, whatever. I mean, the old boxing writers, the national guys.
Yeah.
I've heard them say that current generation Mayweather forward puts too much emphasis on the undefeated, on the zero.
Yeah.
Because if you look back on, everyone lost.
Yeah, everybody lost.
Everyone
because
lost.
everybody was afraid to fight nobody.
You know what? That is absolutely true.
I feel like,
and they fought at their
peak. So it's kind of like Tyson says. He says back in the days it was like you're a boxer. You're a killer. You want to go in and you want to be the best. You want to kill the opponent. You want to beat the opposition. Now it's about business.
Right.
Being a businessman means nobody cares if the guy you fought. Nobody cares what that guy's. Everybody just cares about your record. If you have that O in your record, with no losses, it just puts you up on a little bit bigger, in a bigger pedestal, just because you can get more options, you get more people, you get bigger opportunities. You know what I mean?
Right.
To get televised fights, to get to actually what you want to be. When you think of a boxer, what does a boxer want to do? A boxer, I don't just want to be in the gym hiding everything, training and hiding everything that I know. No, when the fights come, that's when you want to show off everything that you've been training. You know what I mean? Right. So that's kind of the way I see it.
Trash talk a little.
And you got to trash talk because it's the only sport that you can trash talk and actually fight. You can trash talk in football. You can trash talk.
Who's your favorite boxing trash talker?
Active or not active? Not active. Mayweather.
All time.
All time. I gotta go with Money Mayweather because he would do all the trash talking outside the ring, and just get you so out of your game, to make you wanna just really get in there and beat them up. That's your main goal. You're not thinking about you just want to go in there and hit the guy.
Yeah,
that's already you lost the fight.
So then Mayweather would be the most effective trash talker. Where he
I believe, and he got under people's skins and he backed up his shit talking.
When I talk about trash talking in boxing, it always goes to Mayorga.
Oh man. But I can't. His trash talking didn't match up with his with his skill.
No,
he had to keep up more with his skill.
He would not shut up.
Man, he'll throw a cigarette in your face and drink a beer after. After
his
the
conferences were really good, and I also like watching the interviews that Morales had.
In Barrera? They couldn't be in the same.
It wasn't even trash talking.
No, it was real.
Pure hatred.
It was real. When you offend somebody where they come from, it's like if somebody offends like where you were born, and it's kind of like, how are you gonna disrespect where I come from when that's all your honor? That's where It
really was the Chilangos against the.
It really was a Tijuana.
Yeah.
It was really like that.
I love looking at those interviews on YouTube and then just laughing.
I just don't think there's even like the Canelo fight and the Triple G. They don't match up with those fights. They don't match up with Castillo Corrales. They don't match up with Hearns and Hagler. They don't match up with the closest thing to a war that I've seen. Maybe not the best boxers, but one of the Solido and Francisco Vargas.
Right.
That was one of the closest fights that I've seen in a while. That was where it's just that intensity from both fighters back and forth. I like to see a fighter get dropped and then get back up and then drop the other guy. You know what I mean? That's what made boxing great. Right. And now it just seems like a guy drops the other guy, and now that guy has to get up and just kind of last 12 rounds instead of wanting to win those 12 rounds, or at least trying to lose every single round. Who cares? But get that knockout at the end, you know.
Well, the first Ward Kovalev fight.
That was. Yeah.
He got. He got that shock knockdown.
Yeah. And I don't think Ward won that fight. You know, that's me personally. You know.
Yeah.
I just but I mean, it was a good.
Okay, the bad example. So a better example would be Klitschko Joshua.
Yeah.
Where Joshua knocked him down, celebrating.
Yeah.
Klitschko hadn't even hit the ground, and he was already with his hands up.
And he gassed out. Right.
He was really tired for 2 rounds.
For 2 rounds, and he almost lost.
He dug so deep.
He had to.
At
one point I thought he lost that. I thought he was done. Like I was like, man, all that for that.
Either he was pretending or.
But I don't know if you've seen his ring walkout. His ring walkout was like 10 minutes long.
Oh well, they put him up,
raised him up. So imagine all that adrenaline he's got running
like
through.
WWE.
I mean that was one of the sickest ring walks I've ever seen. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, as a boxer like me, you know, I can't wait like. The ring walk, like those are the little things that, as a boxer, you kind of look forward. You want that extra walk. You want.
So this is another perfect example of why I am not at all in a boxer's mindset, because I don't like the ring walk. Mm-hmm. So I got a couple buddies that I could have walked out with them, and I'm talking about just being with them, just being with them.
Like you're not gonna find nothing.
I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm not even in the corner. But to being able to walk out with them, I don't like it. I did not like it. The very first time was my buddy Isaac Tadeo. His first fight that I worked with him on was with Cam Rivera.
Sorry, great fighter, by the way.
Yeah,
he's
From even the way he talks about it, the way when he sees other people, and now he's doing a lot of coaching now. Very. Yeah, he digs it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I was suited up.
Yeah.
Like I bought a
suit. You're Team Tadeo.
Oh yeah. I bought my suit. I was ready to go. I was envisioning me going out and then just feel, that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Man, his music went on. He started, being on his toes. He went out, and then it was like an invisible wall right before the curtain. Yeah. And I was like, nope, I'm staying in here.
Aw, come on.
I chickened out. Second one, I'll do better. I'll do better. Nope. The exact same thing happened. Same thing. I was gonna go walk out and then just couldn't. Although for the second one I did sit. And actually watch.
I mean that's kind of goes with me too. Especially when I like a fighter, like a prospect. Just because I'm a pro doesn't mean I don't like amateur boxing. I love amateur boxing. So there's a lot of prospects I like in the amateur or in the pros. And sometimes like when they fight, I'll get nervous. And I'll be like at the edge of my seat, and I'll be like, "Fuck, why am I nervous?" Like, I don't even get nervous when I fight.
Right.
And just because I want to see somebody do good, I think that's more what it is that you really want to see somebody do good. I don't want to see nobody not do good. You know what I mean? So, like to me, I want to see everybody do good. So you have that in you, so you always have that little doubt, like, "Fuck, what if?"
Sure.
So I think that's kind of what happens. But with me, since it's me going in the ring, I feel like I have things more under control with me. So then I kind of think it over, like, okay, well, I'm in control now. They're stepping into my ring.
Right.
They're doing me a favor. I'm not doing them a favor. Because the ring is, the absolute best place to be, when you're tip-top shape and you're 100%, but it's probably the worst place to be when you're not 100% and not ready, because it's, there's no timeout, there's no, and the worst thing, as a lot of fighters, when they do have pride, the worst thing for them is to kind of say no or, stop, you go down, there's nothing about it. People, my coach tell me, one day you're gonna get knocked out, and I'm just thinking like, okay, well, one day I do get knocked out, that's fine, I'm taking that risk every time I get in the ring. I mean, if I was scared of that, I would never step in the ring.
Right.
That's not even what I think about. So I think when people think about stuff like that, it's because they're not focused.
Well, if you know deep in, if you are honest with yourself and know that you're putting in the work that you need to do, then you'll. I'm guessing here because it's not from first-hand experience, but you'll be okay with that because you know that you trained as hard as you could, but that on that particular day, someone was a little bit better.
Yeah, you never go in with the tensions that you're gonna lose, or you never go in with that mindset. What if? I don't personally, but I mean, it's obviously I didn't have that mindset when I lost in Vegas, you know. So it just happens, you know. You just gotta be ready for anything. The most important thing to me is just proving my people that know me, and my people that really know that they're my team and stuff. They know what I'm doing, and you know, I take that risk every day when I step. Even in sparring, you can get hurt. You know what I mean? Sure. But I'm doing it for a bigger purpose. I'm doing it for, you know, for a bigger. I see a bigger picture at the end of this. You know what I mean? So, you know, if I can feed my family this way, and then do something big this way, and help out my community, and help out the people that I want to help out, that's already a win for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? From what I was doing to now, it's a win for me, no matter what. So,
right. No, and then stuff, I mean, it helps me out. There's no reason why, with the work ethic, that shouldn't happen. And
I've always, you know, like you said, a lot of trash talk and stuff like that. I trash talk, you know. There's nobody I don't like, you know. There's nobody I, you know, have, you know, any type of feelings towards. You know, I'm cool with everybody. You know, so I just try to keep that mutual respect with everybody. But when they do step in the ring with me, you know what I mean, it's a different story, because it's just, you know, it's my dream versus their dream, you know. Right. So that's just what it comes down to at the end of the day in the boxing world, you know. Right. So, but my support system knows, and everybody that knows that I'm doing it for them. So that's the most important to me.
That's good. That's good to know that, and that they're helping you with that. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the big fights that have happened recently. Yeah. And I don't think this was in. I don't think we got this part.
But let's get it.
So, Triple G, Canelo. I was pretty drunk towards the end of that fight. Oh, okay. But even in my head, I was like, he's lost, man.
The Canelo lost.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I was watching it through my very often empty beer glass.
Yeah. I mean,
and I thought he's lost. So when the bell sounded, I got up and I went to the bathroom. Yeah. And I'm like, there's no way he's gonna win. Yeah. But then when I came out, everyone was hollering and saying that's garbage. She was like, what happened?
Decision already was
like, it was a draw. And then I just started to laugh. Yeah. I just started to laugh, and I said, there was no way. What do you think? Did you agree?
I was excited all the way up until the fight. You know, when the fight happened, I was like, man, it was a good fight. The first 3 rounds, Canelo, you know, made him look like an amateur. You know what I mean? He straight out, you know, I seen, you know, it almost looked easy for Canelo. You know, it almost looked like he everything he was trying to do, he was doing it, and just Triple G couldn't touch him. He didn't land one of his best punches that Triple G has is his left hook. You know, and I think he might have landed it like once or twice, if even cleanly, in that whole fight. But I see why the draw. I mean, the draw just, you know, it was defense and defense and power punching versus, you know, like more punches landed and the aggressor. Right. So I think it just went 2-2, and they could have gave it to either one. I just feel like,
I guess the big deal was that Adelaide Bird had it so lopsided.
Yeah, it was. I mean. But people, I think the media and all that makes a big. People don't know how fucking fights get scored. People don't know judges. People don't. So it's just people hear something, and then it's just the people just keep talking and talking. It's like, you know, that's the big conversation, rather than it being like, okay, it was a great fight.
I like having these conversations though, a lot better than the conversations I was having with Mayweather,
yeah, because it wasn't about skill. It wasn't about who the best fighter is. It's just about we're watching the show. You know what I mean? You pretty much know what's gonna happen, and then there's just a possibility and a what if. Yeah. But with this one, it's more like back to old school boxing, back to who's the best. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think just Triple G got the best out of it.
Did you have any arguments with people who said McGregor had a chance? I did.
I mean, I've always, me and MMA fighters have always had, you know, like we've never seen each other in the same eyes just because they think they're better than us, and I don't think we're better than them. But I just saying, like, you step into a ring, you'll get knocked out fast, you know. They think because they have, you know, the little knuckle guard, whatever. That's, you know, like if that. I don't know. They just have they have a tough mentality too. You know what I mean? Because they can do all their.
No, definitely a tough sport. Just completely different.
Just different. You know what I mean? But it goes the same way if any boxer steps into the octagon. And not saying that, you know, the boxer's still gonna have all his skill and standing.
Yeah.
Game.
I think that people forgot that McGregor was calling out Mayweather 2 years ago.
Yeah.
People forgot about that, so they wanted to say, well, if Mayweather fought UFC, then he would get murdered. I was like, maybe, but that's not the point.
That's not his sport.
That's not Mayweather's not calling.
He's
out.
not trying to go over there.
Yeah,
this guy's trying to come over here.
Right.
So it's just like what McGregor did everything he did to do to, you know, make.
Did you buy the fight?
I bought both of the. My bill came in at $400. So I was like, when the boxing bill hits, but
you know, I was in Chicago.
Still no issue.
And I thought, man, if I'm home, am I gonna buy it? And I was like, yeah, I would have bought it.
I mean, it's just because if you're a boxing fan, like, even when people are not Mayweather fans, everybody sat down to watch a Mayweather fight.
Yeah.
You know?
No, absolutely.
No matter what, whether you want to see him lose or whether, you know, maybe you just, I don't know, you just think McGregor's gonna probably. A lot of people might have just bought that fight because they thought McGregor might kick him in the head.
Yeah.
So just to see what if. I thought that honestly. I was just thinking like. But the only thing that came out that was super MMA was like his hammer fist, right? He just kept like it didn't seem like it was. I didn't think he did it on purpose. It just seemed like
he just didn't know how to punch.
He didn't know how to punch. He's like hitting like a little girl, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just what I think about.
Well,
MMA
he didn't
fighters.
bring in a boxing guy to his camp.
No. He had just kept no boxing coaches, no boxing, and that's why the whole time with the 24/7, I was just thinking, okay, why don't they ever just show me 1 minute of him just boxing, hitting a bag, They never showed one of those things. He's throwing uppercuts this.
He's not.
You know what I mean? By the time you throw a fucking uppercut like that to me, I would already right hook his ass.
Yeah.
So I mean, I seen a lot of it that I was just like, man, this is just
But social media.
Business is business, but those fights, I mean. It's what hypes up boxing and all the other combat sports. So it gives you more motivation to keep, trying to do that. Everybody wants to be the next Mayweather. Other people want to be the next McGregor. At the end of the day, what do they want? They want their lifestyle. They don't want to be like. I mean, they do want to be like them, but they want to have that lifestyle. They want to have that.
Well, speaking of that, I'll have a question just of what you think of this. With younger kids that look to that and see the lifestyle, they see these fighters with the Louis Vuitton bag full of money.
Yeah.
What do you think that kids are looking at that and then just completely ignoring the work, that
goes behind it,
sweat?
I mean, it all comes together because it's like how they say. To get the money in the boxing world, it doesn't come at first. You know what I mean? It takes a while to get up there. But these people put that image out there, I believe, to give other people inspiration and make them dream. So it's like when I think of who I want to be with, or who I want to be like, or what do I, if they could tell you, do you want the legacy of Julio Cesar Chavez and be considered one of the greatest fighters ever, and just live like a normal life, or do you want $800 million and just you think you're the best? Shit, I'll take that any day. I think I'm the best and I'll take all those millions and I'm good. It just depends on like, to me, I don't fight for the money. I never fight for. Every single fight. This is me telling you. Every single fight that I've fought in, I've lost money. Every single fight. When I've gone to Montana, I've paid my trips. I've paid my opponent. I've paid everything. When I fight here, it's all the same thing. I get paid. What I get paid, my last fight, I got paid, I don't know, it was like $1,700. I spent it all on a buffet for my whole. I brought 120 people out here to watch me fight. I spent $2,000 on a buffet for everybody. They have to have a dream, but they have to want to do it for themselves and look at it not just for the money, but it's having a plan on how you're gonna get that money and what you're gonna do with that money, and how you're gonna keep that money. Because if you're just looking at wanting the money, once you get the money, you're gonna spend it.
Yeah.
But if you get that money and then you invest it and then you make smart investments and then you keep that money around making more money, that's what makes an actual person successful, I believe. You know, anybody can just grab, here's all this money. If you just go spend that money, you're not worth nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah. You get that money. What? So it's the lifestyle that Mayweather portrayed it to me was just like, he's giving everybody that lavish, like, like you want to be like somebody like that. You know what I mean? It's hard not to want everything in this world. You know what I mean? So that's something that I really, you know, focus on. Is like, I want it all. I'm never satisfied with a single win. I'm not satisfied ever with a single paycheck. I'm never satisfied with any of that stuff. I just want to keep going and keep it going. Like Mayweather even said it too. At one point, I think his first.
What do you think happens to those who get some success and then become satisfied? Here you go. Here's my question. What keeps you from being satisfied after 3 wins, 5 wins?
Like I said earlier when I said it, I don't consider myself. I'm proud of what I am and where I've gotten, but I don't consider myself nothing yet. You know what I mean? There's way more things I want to do and I'm gonna do. So like you're asking me kind of like what keeps me going, what drives me, like I said, it's just that goal of having that mentality that I'm gonna do something and I'm gonna do it, and I don't see myself. The only person I see myself stopping that or getting in the way is myself.
Right.
Because up until now, it's like I've done everything to keep that mindset. And 3-4 fights, that's in a year. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get 6 fights every year my first 4 years. That way, by the time I'm well in this game already, you know. Right now I'm 5-0. I've been going down to find sparring in California. So now that like I said, they know me in California. Now every time I go down to Indio, I train with the Diaz Brothers and Joel Diaz, Antonio Diaz. So with them, you know, they've told me that, you know, they're gonna help me out with whatever they can, you know, to help me for my boxing career. So that's something that I'm looking forward to, the next stage of my career after I get to 10-0. It's just I have a plan on just maybe going down there and just kind of, you know, starting my thing with them, and just, you know, from there on out, it's like I know I'm ready for anything, for any step, for any fighter, anything like that, and I will always take my team with me that I started with, because you know, they're the ones that got me to where I'm at now. So like I said, I would never leave. You know,
and I knew this conversation was going to go this way because of everything that I've seen, where I perceive you and I see that really motivated, putting in the work, knowing that it takes a lot of work to get to where your goal is. But then not only that, but then also knowing that, you know, you need a plan, you need a team, you need to trust your team.
Yeah, you got to.
And that if all of those things click and you put in the work, because ultimately it's no one's responsibility if you train or not other than you. And how you bring I like how you bring everything back to the team.
Yeah, because it's like those are the people that know you the best. You know, they're the people that know you the best. If they've been there since day one, since when I first stepped into the ring, that I had no idea what that ring meant or what it was designed for. And now that I have more knowledge of what that ring actually means, all the people that. It's me pretty much going in the ring by myself, like you said. Nobody's gonna go in there for me, but I'm going in there with my coach, with everything that he's taught. I'm pretty much going in there with all my team. So that's why I always bring up my team, because it's never. They say boxing is a one-man sport, but it really isn't, because you know, you have your whole team behind you. And I am the one that goes in there and does all the work. But my first 4 fights, my corner was like, what, you don't want us to work or what? Because I got 4 knockouts in the first minute, you know, in my first 4 fights. They were like, what, you don't want us to work, or, you know, let's get some work. So finally, when we're in Montana, you know, the first thing I said to my coach, you know, when I said my corner, I was like, Coach, how's your first day at work? You know? And, you know, he kind of gave me a smirk, started laughing, and he just like, okay, well, let's get to work, you know? And, you know, another person I looked up to a lot was, I can have a lot of similarities to Johnny Tapia.
Okay.
He was another guy. I seen his documentary and just the things he went through and obstacles and just his lifestyle, just everything, like made me more, like he made me more of a fan of the sport of boxing, you know. And you know, it's kind of like that when they say, you know, his corner's telling him like, you look good out there, Johnny. He's like, no, we look good. Because it's a team effort, you know. Right. So I always hold that in my heart from Johnny Tapia. It's like one of the best things I've learned and kind of kept with me.
Right.
Yeah. So that was a good. It's good to have people like that have done things before you that give you a little bit of, like I said with the Diaz brothers, you know, they've done it all, you know, since they've been champions, since making it out of nowhere, but they've paved the way for a lot of new fighters because they already got the pull, they got, you know, everything, they got golden boys, so now it's like they help out all the new generation, which is super bad, you know, because now they're helping out everybody else from the Valley of Coachella, where we're from, which is cool. So that's another part of that's my next part of boxing that I'm very I'm happy and excited to setting up all that.
Paying it forward.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's goal is to get onto a big promotional company, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just what it is with anything, whatever type of work it is, you want to get to the best. So to me, it's like, I just want to keep, the very way I looked at it is like, I'm so new in this boxing sport that a lot of people don't know about me in the amateur and not in the pros. I just said to them, I'm just going to knock out everybody in my way until they recognize me, you know? And if it gets me, you know, interviews like here with you, and if it keep getting me more and more people, fan bases, you know, just yesterday I had a little crazy thing happen to me yesterday. It was pretty cool. I was out at the outlets in Burlington working on, you know, I told you I was working on getting my boxing gym going. So I was out at this community center. They have this outlet going on in Burlington, Washington, where I'm gonna start my gym. And they have a Vitamin World store that was closing down, so I went in there to get, you know, some supplements for me. So I'm in there, you know, I walk in and I see, you know, a gentleman in there, and he has like a marine suit, whatever. Kind of didn't pay attention to him. He kind of noticed me and kind of said what's up, and kind of looked away. And then he's calling my nutritionist, you know, like, hey, what do I need? You know, I need some magnesium, I need some ZMAs, I need this and this and that. Joint painkillers. Just like, all right, whatever. So I'm grabbing. I take more pills than my grandma, I'm telling you. But it's all good stuff, you know. So I'm just kind of there in the store for about 10-15 minutes, and then we're not thinking nothing of it. And then I get all my stuff and I walk out, me and my barber, you know. And then the guy, you know, kind of drives up next to us, and he's like, hey man, you're a professional boxer. I don't know if he might have, you know, known or kind of seen me before, whatever it was, but I didn't have no clue who he was. And
just the guy driving up.
Yeah, the guy driving up that I just seen inside the store.
Yeah.
Caught my guard, and he's just like, hey man, you're a professional boxer? And I said, yeah. You know, and he's like, oh, for real? He's like, I love boxing, you know, I'm a huge fan, you know, I would like to come and check you out, you know, do you fight around Washington? I said, yeah, I'm gonna fight in Auburn, Washington. He said, all right, cool. You know, and then my barber kind of started telling him, you know, oh, well, he's pretty well, you know, pretty well known around here, you know, he's doing his thing, he's done Golden Gloves, you know, he's...
So your barber is telling him...
Yeah, telling him, he's kind of like real quick, just to kind of get him, you know.
Well, here, I'll interrupt. Do you ever do that when you meet new people?
No, most people in the town that I live, it's kind of small, so a lot of people know what I do already. Everybody knows I'm a professional boxer.
Because I think I annoy my friends when I do this, because when we meet new people, I flat out say it. It's like, here's my buddy.
Yeah.
He's a pro boxer. Here's my other buddy.
Yeah. Knockout artist. Yeah.
Or even with Chris Danina. He, we've been in like parties or whatever.
Yeah.
And I introduce him to my friends, and they're like, this is Chris. I'm like, oh, okay. And then what I do is I take out my phone and show them his winning picture from the Emerald Cup, where he's like super ripped. It was like, and this is what he looks like.
Yeah,
and then he kind of shied away for a little bit. And then I had to ask him later. I was like, does that bug you? And he's like, no, it's okay. Yeah. I'm like, well, I do my bragging. I brag for my
friends. I mean, they do that. I mean, it kind of happens. It's like my tattoo artist, you know, I have a lot of tattoos, so he's done over, you know, 100 hours on me. So everywhere he goes, he's just like, hey, take off, like he wants me to take off my shirt in front of everybody, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, man, or I'll be getting tattooed on my leg or something, and somebody walks in and he's like, hey, show him all your tattoos, show him your back and this, and I'm just like, man, I just take it on my shirt, like, just this part of it. But no, with the boxing aspect is cool, like when I am like at the grocery store and, you know, a little kid that seen me training or something at the mall, or, you know, he's walking by and he's kind of like, I can hear them talking behind me like, hey dad, you know, that's that pro boxer, you know, that's that pro boxer, you know. So then the dad's kind of like, well, go say hi to him, you know. And I can hear them fully having a full conversation behind me, and I'm kind of pretending like I can't even hear them, but I have my, you know, my logo shirt on and everything. And then kid comes up to me and he's like, hey man, what's up? You know, and I'm like, hey, what's up? I have no clue who this kid is. You know? He's just like, hey, I look up to you. You know, you're a boxer, right? That's cool. I said, yeah. So you know, it makes. But it's cool how just little things like that happen. So back to my story with that guy. So, you know, he takes off. I didn't think nothing of it. And then, you know, checking, you know, he got my Instagram and all that kind of stuff. And then he sends me a message with 2 pictures, a picture of all my front, my tattoos, and then the picture of my back.
He had pictures of you.
Pictures of me. And I was like, what?
That's a little weird.
I was just tripping out. But then I could see in the background, I was at the Tattoo Expo, the convention. So he was like kind of sending me a message, you know, that kind of said, let me see if I can, it's word for word kind of. He was just like, it's kind of crazy how this world works, you know.
So was he a photographer there or just
I'm not really sure what it was. It was just kind of I thought it was just kind of a crazy little, I don't know, maybe he knew that I looked familiar, because from what he sent me, he's like, yo, what's up, G? He's like, when I saw you in the store, I knew you looked familiar, but I could not remember when I met you in the past. Funny how life works. Posted these pictures of you back in 2013 when I met you at the Seattle Expo.
Wow.
So, you know, he has some tattoos on my, you know, of when I was at the tattoo convention.
Okay.
You know, has a date down there of, you know, 2014 and stuff.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was kind of crazy.
That it
just kind of, you know, a small world, and it
Absolutely.
just, I'm just thinking about it, you know, create, like, it's just more opportunities, more fans, more people that, you know, kind of know about me and stuff. That's my whole goal, you know what I mean? To kind of, you know, have that. Not that I want people to look up to me, but I just want people like that know me and that they know from that small town that we're from, that nobody does nothing, that, you know, people, all they do is envy on each other, hate on each other when other people are doing better than them, instead of, you know, being a community and being there for each other. To me, I'm to the point where I don't even care if people didn't like me. I'll still help them now, you know what I mean? Because it's like I'm a bigger, better person now. That I'm not really worried about any other little things other than, like, I'm thinking big pictures, you know what I mean? I'm not thinking no little pictures. So,
well, I mean, you get stuck in the little picture, in the small details.
Yeah.
It's like you get, like, things, first of all, things are never ever going to be perfect.
Yeah.
So unless you can mentally just say, I am not going to worry about something that I cannot control.
Yeah.
Then there's no point in wasting
just stressing
energy.
And just worrying.
That's one of my favorite sayings, and actually I think it annoys a lot of people that I say this to, where if there's a problem, the first thing I ask is there something that you can do right now to fix it, make it go away, or resolve it? Yeah. And then if the answer is no, it's like, okay, then don't bother me with this.
Yeah, there's no point.
Unless you're gonna ask me to, unless you're gonna have a plan to ultimately get there. Yeah. But just for complaining's sake, you're just wasting energy. You're causing stress. You are.
I believe in that. You know, I believe in all that negative energy and positive energy. I just surround myself around, you know, like I said, my team, good people that want to see me do good. Yeah. People that want, you know, the best for me, and that's the best of it. You know, I don't really have a lot of friends. My friends, a couple ones that I have, are the ones that I had in high school. Homies, all that shit. I don't believe in all that shit no more. It just. Your family, and you do what you do for your family, because at the end of the day, it's like, you're successful, people hate on you, or they want handouts, and it's like, fuck, it's like, I work hard for what I did, you know what I mean? It's like, you can't be mad at me for you just wanting a handout when we both have the same time to put in the same work and do it, you know.
The same 24 hours in a day.
You know, we all do the same thing, so it's just like, how can you, you know, how can you, you know, put somebody down, or someone that's actually trying to do something bigger, or even just have anything negative to say about somebody like that, you know? Yeah. So I smile at all that. You know, to me, it doesn't affect everybody that knows me. They know me. They know who I am. Yeah. The one thing I do is that I think I'm sometimes too like, I care too much about people and shit. So I'm too nice to people. You know, I want to help out everybody. When I realize that I can't really help out everybody, but you know, I do what I can for you know, for everybody that I try to help out. But everybody that knows me, they know how much people I help out. No,
that's a good mindset to have, because I'm sure that'll carry over with greater things that you do. So what's next? So October 28th.
So right now, what I have working in my, like I said, once I signed that contract, the only thing in my mind was October 28th right now. Antonio Neal, this dude. You know, he's gotta get put away. He's gotta get out of my way. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of him. And then after that, I really want to focus on my boxing gym right now. I really want to get that going. For me, just as far, like I said, you know how I drive all the way down here.
Yeah.
It's not the training. It's not the hard work. It's not, you know, my coach. It's the traffic. It's the people. It's just it drains you. You know what I mean? That sometimes drains me more than the actual training. You know, it's just like having a peanut brain driver in front of you that can't drive. And
I've been fortunate. I've had jobs where for the last 10 years I've had jobs where I work from home. So I have not had to.
Yeah, that trouble. So
no,
it's
like I put less than 6,000 miles in my car.
Yeah.
Average a year.
Shit, that's good. That's good.
Or like I tell my wife that I only put gas in my car twice last month.
Shit.
And when I hear the traffic sucks stories, I have to be like, okay, I'm lucky with
it's
that.
It's not that bad.
I don't have to do that.
You're blessed, you know. That you work from home, and that's good. I mean, I wish I could do that. You know what I mean? Shit, but I mean, other than that, I just really want to get that boxing gym going.
Yeah.
So
you're like looking for locations?
Everything's done. I didn't want to. So for anybody out there in the whole Skagit County area that wants to, find a spot where you can just go and avoid everything, forget about everything, and you just really want to focus on yourself, and you really want to learn some great boxing technique, not just from a regular person, but from a person that has 5 wins, 5 knockouts, golden gloves, and has a great amateur and professional career behind him. Come talk to me. I'd love to work with you guys. Memberships, one-on-ones, walk-ins, drop-ins, whatever you guys want. Come contact me. The location will be in Burlington at the outlets, right next to Coach. So I'm looking forward to opening that. And,
we'll send me make sure that I have all the information.
Yeah, definitely. So,
I'll put it all
for
in
sure.
there.
And as far as that, like I said, I have the other next fight. See, the thing is, a lot of times, I got carried away my first year since I was trying to get so many fights. One of the things that I did here was not to schedule fights after each other, but it's kind of like I'm not looking past this Antonio Neal guy, but I know how hard I'm training, how hard I've dedicated myself to this sport, and like I told you, I go 100% on this. So there's no reason why I doubt myself to book a couple fights ahead of. Because it's just these guys are just guys that I have to get out of the way to get to where I want to get. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's the reason why I say, I have a fight October 28th and I have another one November. And then once I win those 2 fights, then I'll be fighting for a title in Montana.
Okay.
And that's what I'm excited about, and I can't wait.
There you go.
Get that title, and it's a real title. So
you got 3 more walkout suits to design.
Yeah, so I got a lot of criticism on my last ones. I had Pablo Escobar on one of them, and I had Chapo Guzman on another one.
You got critic. You got.
People say why. People they don't know the reasons. They I think the reason I did it was because of the fact that these were 2 men that come from nothing. They're not just regular drug dealers out on the street, nickeling and diming and doing something to show off, or something to show off that they have this or that. Pablo Escobar never even took money, pictures of the money and all these things. Chapo, is one of the most successful persons, I don't want to say drug dealers, just persons in the world, you know what I mean? Regardless in how you get it, as long as you get it. But my aspect of that was just more in the mindset that they had from when they were little, knowing that they were gonna do something and be someone and do it, and having that plan and having that's the reason why I idolize those guys and why I look up to those guys. It comes through with power, money, and all that. I've always been into all that kind of stuff. I've just my lifestyle, the way I was raised, the way I was, just everything that came up. It all has a plan and all has a purpose to where I'm getting to and where I'm going, and I don't look back. I'm just all forward. I don't, like I said, I don't focus on the outsiders. I just focus on me, my team, my people, my family.
Right.
And that's pretty much it, man. And that's the reason why I believe I've had a lot of success in this short term. For a lot of people, they can sit here and judge me and say that I talk about me trying to be a world champion, or this guy's trying to do this and this guy thinks he's bad. What am I really thinking that I'm doing? I'm just doing something that I started doing 2.5 years ago, going on to 3 years, and haven't looked back. So to me, it just should be motivation to other people, to follow their dreams and to do whatever it is.
Definitely.
So that's my main goal, is that I want people to think of me as like a risk taker, and I did anything and everything that I could in my possible power, whether it's investing money or just putting my body through absolutely anything to get the desire of just winning and to get to the next level.
Right.
I'll do anything.
I think that I knew this conversation was going to go this way.
Yeah.
That the motivated, committed, disciplined, and determined to reach a goal, and that is the main reason that I wanted to have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
Because I think that
I don't think a lot of boxers speak like me.
we need more of it.
Yeah.
We need more of it, and we need more. Well, all in efforts to grow the sport, right?
Yeah.
We need
Boxing
more.
needs to be put on the map here. And
Absolutely.
It's a start. It's a start. I'm first Golden Glove champion in Skagit County. To me, I take that in as a huge accomplishment for me.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
definitely.
Just to look that up and just to see that no one's ever done that in my little community where I'm from.
Sure.
To me, that's already that's huge. So I just know I was put on this planet to do something, and now I'm doing it, and shit, I'm not gonna stop.
I mean, that's the purpose of life. What's the secret to have a happy? It's to know what you want to do.
Waking up in the morning and just knowing you have to do something. Because if you just wake up in the morning and you have nothing to do, it's kind of like,
what am I doing?
Yeah, it's kind of like
or even if you have a job and you hate it,
yeah,
and you're not doing anything to change it, you're just wasting. You're just wasting.
If you have
your
no
life.
goals, no mindset, no things. That's like I always say. I always tell the homie here. I tell him, like a man without a vision in what he wants to do is pretty much worse than being a blind man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you have no direction. You have no, in reality, no direction of where you want to go or how
Right.
you want to get there. Nothing.
Well, it definitely seems like you have that.
Yeah.
You have a plan to get
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and that nothing's gonna stop you.
Nothing but myself.
Nothing but yourself. And the next step is this fight in October.
Yeah. Hopefully, I got free tickets for you and for your family, whoever you need. So.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So.
Well, I've taken enough of your time.
Okay.
I greatly appreciate you coming down. I know that this is going to be a great video. People are going to get a lot out of it. People are going to, again, what I'm trying to do here is just give people different type of content to think about.
Yeah.
Not just, the channel so far has been just, not so important things, goofy things, and I want to put a little more substance, better content out there,
of course.
Things that people could benefit from, and definitely I think that people can, from young kids that want to start boxing, or anyone that has a goal.
Yeah, every boxer has a story, Every boxer,
Definitely.
every person has a story.
So then, hearing where your perspective is, hearing where you're coming from, and hearing all that you do and you sacrifice to get there, I think that people are really going to dig it.
I hope so. And that's
Thank you,
all
sir.
I appreciate you. Thank you for taking your time off your day.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching this video, and look forward to the next podcast. We're going to have promoters, we're going to have matchmakers, we're going to have more trainers, we're going to have some guys from the business world come in and have a conversation. So definitely click that like button, subscribe. We'll see you in a bit.